Greetings and salutations, and this is Tech Plays here, back with more Crash Bandicoot Warped. And I want to apologize for how inconsistent I've been with my upload schedule. I've been struggling to find what games I want to let's play lately. I'm not exactly to the point of burnout or anything like that. It's just that I have a bunch of games on the back burner, right? That I gotta play. Crash 3 was on the back burner for a while. But at the same time, I want to play, new games that I've never experienced before. And I found a game that I want to play now. But ever since, my last Let's Play ended, which was... I need to double check. It's been a minute. My last Let's Play, which was... hold on. Checking. Silent Hill 2. Actually, I thought there was one after that. Well, there's Crash Warped, which is after that, but that one's still going. The last Let's Play that ended, Silent Hill 2, I've been struggling to find a game to replace that, to upload alongside Crash 3. At first, I did Phantom Fury, but then, got about halfway through that game, wasn't really feeling it anymore, so I was just like, nah, let's not do that. Then, I tried to do Sonic Superstars, almost got through the whole game, was enjoying it. Then I got to, the penultimate stage, and the boss of that stage just made me go, yeah, I can't let's play this game. I'm gonna need to, put this on the back burner, replay it, and do everything all over again another day, because I cannot. Sonic Superstars pissed me off. It was really fun up to that point, aside from, a boss that dragged on against Fang, but, aside from that, I was enjoying the game up until, the boss of that digital stage, the stage where you're in a virtual world or whatever. That boss pissed me off. I was so done there. I was I can't do this anymore. This is so dumb. When I was playing Superstars, for most of the game, I was okay, people are exaggerating about these bosses. Sure, you have to wait on shit, but that's not a big deal, right? Then I get to the Fang boss, and I'm okay, I kind of get it now, but maybe the bosses after this won't all be that way. Then I get to the boss of the digital world, and I'm okay. Okay, we're gonna have to just put this off. But the problem with that boss wasn't really waiting. It was, how difficult it is to dodge the boss and actually attack the boss. Just everything with the boss was difficult. It wasn't about waiting. It was I can't even put it into words. It's a similar reason as to why, I don't like Sonic Mania as much as Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I feel like Sonic Mania tries to push things too far at a few times, and then Sonic Superstars in its last few, at least the last two bosses I fought in it, also was doing that. But the difference is, at least Mania's bosses are well designed, and it's not the boss. It's not really the bosses at Mania that gives me issue. It's the stages further in. I think past the halfway point of the game, the stages start giving me a lot of shit. I remember Hydrosity being a good stage. I think it's after Hydrosity. I don't remember the stage list, so forgive me. But yeah, right now we're backtracking for gems. I forgot to mention that earlier. We are backtracking for gems. That's how we're starting this video. Sorry, I was off topic of this. But yeah, after I stopped doing Sonic Superstars, basically while I was playing Sonic Superstars Alone in the Dark, the 2024 remake became available free for PlayStation Plus. So I was okay, I'm gonna play this anyway. Even if I don't let's play it, I'm gonna play it, right? I recorded it anyway, just in case. I was playing it in between Sonic Superstars. I recorded it anyway, just in case. And then about an hour into the game, and this was I started playing the game after that Fang boss, right? First hour of it anyway. But once I came back and started playing past the first hour, after dealing with that boss in the digital level, I was okay, we're just gonna let's play this instead. So now you're getting Alone in the Dark content, because it scratches that survival horror itch I like. If you don't know, the main games I like to play on this channel are Resident Evil style survival horror games, which is basically survival horror where you can defend yourself. there's points in Alone in the Dark where you can't defend yourself, but it handles it better than like the walking sim hide and run games that I don't really enjoy, because the stealth in Alone in the Dark is handled similarly to like The Last of Us. And even though I think I've mentioned before, I don't really enjoy The Last of Us much. It's not the stealth I had an issue with The Last of Us. It was the fact that if you got caught, the enemies insta-killed you. That was my issue with The Last of Us. I didn't like that you were almost guaranteed to die if you didn't have like enough shivs to deal with a room of clickers. Like, that felt like bullshit game design to me, and I don't like it. That feels like, if it, like, here's the thing, if the clickers were avoidable, right, then okay, fine, let them insta-kill you. But it feels like they're not. It really doesn't feel like they're avoidable. Like, anytime I would get caught, and this wasn't me being bad at stealth or anything, I would get to almost the end of a room with clickers in it and then instantly be caught, and then I'd suffer for it, because when I try to run out the room, oh, nope, clicker, insta-kill. That's why I don't like The Last of Us. It's the whole reason, because up until the point where they started putting, like, 5 fucking clickers in a room, I may be exaggerating. It's been, like, a couple years since I played the game, so I'm definitely exaggerating, but, like, once it got to the point where, like, every other combat room had multiple clickers in it, I checked out. I was like, no, I can't have this anymore. The game was fun up till that point. I was fine when there was like 1 or 2 clickers in a room. That's chill, that's doable, that's whatever. Once you start having a room full of clickers, I was like, nah, I'm checking out. Y'all are Naughty Dog. You were fucked for this, I swear. Like, the whole reason I haven't given The Last of Us Part 2 a chance is because of that. Like, I'm not one of those people that hates The Last of Us 2 story. The only part of The Last of Us 2 story I hate is, like, the last fraction of it. I think the story should have ended with Ellie being on a farm with Dana. I think that was her name? I don't remember. Whoever her girlfriend's name was. That's where the game should have ended. If the game ended like that, I feel like the story would have been okay. It wouldn't have been anything bad. I think people blow it too out of proportion. I think people hate Abby way too much. Like, I get it, she killed Joel, but like, people literally sent death threats to her voice actress over that. And that to me is just like, okay, y'all doing too much. Y'all are literally doing too much. You know that's an actor, right? Being paid to play a role. They are not the same thing. That pissed me off when I found that out. I was instantly on the side of The Last of Us 2 after that one. I was like, okay. I didn't really care for The Last of Us before this point. And I wasn't going to play The Last of Us Part 2, and I'm still probably not going to play it. But, like, now that I see how y'all acting, I think I'm kind of on the side of the developers here. And the voice actors and all that stuff. Because, like, I'm sorry, like, y'all being fucked. There is never an excuse to send someone death threats. I've been vocal about how much I hate Donald Trump. I wouldn't even send a death threat at Donald Trump. Like, that to me is fucked. It's like, I don't know. I hate people who send death threats. I fucking hate people who send death threats. I'm gonna get that out there. You should never do that. We are fucking human beings, not monsters. Just, you know, I'm just not gonna think about that. I'm talking about all this because I started this Let's Play, actually playing this Let's Play months ago. And since I keep, like, stop uploading, I've, like, gotten past the point of having stuff to say about the game. Even faster, actually. Crash 3 is a fun game. There's just not much I have to say about it, especially compared to Crash 2 and Crash 4. Crash 3 and Crash 1 are games I enjoy, but like I have a lot less to say about them. Because they're just that. They're just good games. That's it. Like with Crash 2 and 4 and CTR Nitro Fueled, I can give like a whole list of shit I love about the game. I can ramble on and on about them. I can also mention the things I don't like about the games in the case of Crash 4 and CTR Nitro Fueled. There's not really much I don't like about Crash 2, but there is so much I love about it that I can ramble on. Crash 3 is like, it's just a game I don't have as much to say about. It's, I don't know, I just don't have much to say about it. Like, it's not the Crash game I have the least to say about, that's Crash 1, like, I just don't have much to say about it. It's a fun game, that's it. So if I go off topic, you have to forgive me for that. I feel like if I didn't go off topic either, I would, like, literally run out of shit to say in videos anyway, and me rambling, going off topic, sometimes leads to jokes. It sometimes leads to me talking about important discussions people should probably hear. Like I think I've gone on a tangent in a video before about how I went through a people pleaser phase and like how it hurt my friends and stuff. Like if somebody watched that video and heard that and was going through a people pleaser phase themselves, they might be like, "Oh shit, I need to stop this before like it becomes an issue." Because being a people pleaser kind of is an issue. Like every time I've been a people pleaser, it only ends up hurting someone. Like, that's really the realization I came to after, like... I'm not going to talk about that whole event anymore because, like... I've already talked it into the ground, and it's been, like, half a year since it happened. And I feel like this person who caused that whole event doesn't deserve the attention, doesn't deserve the thought. They didn't even deserve the attention or thought in the first place, but, like, I was just too upset about it. More upset about it than I should have been, to be quite honest. But now I'm at a point where I'm just like, you know what, I'd rather not give them the attention or thought. So, yeah, I'm not going to bring that up. But ever since that day, I've tried to, like, catch myself when I'm about to act like a people pleaser and stop it. Like, obviously, I'll try to be a nice person, to be a good person, to treat people with respect, all that stuff, but like once it gets to the level of like people pleaser, I try to stop myself because I'm like, no, I don't want to hurt people again. That's not me. That's not it. Because being a people pleaser is different from being a good person. It's a huge difference. And I used to want to be a nice person, but now I want to be a good person, and there's a difference to that too. Because like a good person does what's right. A nice person lets people walk all over them. That's the fucking difference. I want to do what's right. I want to treat people with respect. I do want to be nice to the people who deserve it. I want to give people a chance. I want to be more patient. All that shit. I try to be like the best version of me I can. It doesn't always work out. Sometimes I make mistakes. Sometimes I make mistakes to the point where like guilt makes me feel like depressed. Like there are literal times I will spiral into a depression episode because of fucking guilt. But yeah, it's whatever. The point is, there are some times when when the stuff I'm talking about in videos, because I'm rambling, going off topic, there's sometimes the stuff I say in videos might help people. It might help people going through a similar situation that I went through, and might make them open their eyes before, like, something bad happens, you know? There's also times where, like, I make jokes unrelated to the game, sometimes related to the game, that are funny, and that makes the video more enjoyable. It's like... I used to hate that I went off topic, and I used to try to stay on topic of the game as much as possible. But, like, last few months of doing commentary, I've noticed that, like, it's more entertaining when I don't stay on topic. It's more entertaining when I don't. Because either A, I'm gonna be talking about something that gives you something to think about, or helps you in some way, or B, I'm gonna be making a joke that you might find funny, or C, I might be giving a discussion, giving my opinion that you might be interested in. It's just an interesting thing, that's all I'll say. Like, sure, I go off topic, but I feel like if anybody watches me, they're probably not looking for, like, a video where, like, I'm just boringly talking about the game the whole time. Boringly is not a word, I don't know why I said it like that. But, like, because that's... a lot of people do that. A lot of people do that. I want my content to be different. I think I always want to be different in some way with like the stuff I create, my content, my music, everything. There's a reason, like I've been experimenting more with my music lately on my current album, not the album that's coming out in like a few months. Also, there's a single for that album coming out like in a couple weeks. It's called I think it's called That's Facts, DATZ FACTS. I'm not looking at it right now, I'm just trying to remember how I spelled it. I know I spelled facts right, I was trying to visualize it in my head, was what it was. But yeah, there's a song coming out in 2 weeks called That's Facts, the second single for this album. Cry With Me was, Cry With Me was the first single. I kind of have this thing with, like, releasing singles for my albums where I always want to, like, include one song that's meant to, like, go hard, and then include one song that's got a meaning, like a deep, like, doesn't have to be, like, a super deep meaning, but a slightly deep meaning to it. Like, for my first album, I released We On, which was the go hard track, and then I released Heart and Mind, which was the, like, meaningful track. Then, for my second album, I actually don't remember what I released for my second album. Sorry, it's been a minute. Let me check here. For my second album, I released, I Trusted You was originally supposed to be on that album, by the way, but I moved it to, like, that EP I released because it fit the EP more. But for the second album, I released Technical Thoughts, which was supposed to be the more meaningful track. And then, actually, Kendrick was also a meaningful track. I guess I didn't really, like... Wasn't there a third single? I'm looking through, like, my singles list right now, and I'm releasing 2 for that album. Okay, I guess I only released 2 for that album. Huh, thought it was 3. But, yeah, for this album, I released Cry For Me, which was the... Or Cry With Me, which was the meaningful track, which is basically like, hey, I'll be there for you. It's basically a song towards, like, friends and loved ones. But it could also, it's also a song being made to be like, okay, like, just know that I can also relate to your pain. Like, if you're not a friend or loved one of mine and you're listening to it, it's a song that can that lets you know, hey, I can probably relate to your pain in some way. I might know how you feel. Keep that in mind, because, like, I'm somebody who, like, when I like the whole reason, like, I listen to Chris Calico, right? The whole reason I became a fan of Chris Calico, I mean, I do like his songs that aren't about sad shit, but what got me into Chris Calico in the first place was his more sad songs, because even though, like, it wasn't on a topic I actually related to in some cases, there were some that were, but some that weren't. It was just like, oh, someone else is feeling pain, I relate to this. And that's what Cry With Me is supposed to be. It's supposed to be like a mix of, like, me saying I'll be there for my loved ones if they're sad and stuff, but also, like, admitting that, like, I've been through pain too. I might relate to you for the people who aren't my loved ones, so, like, they can be like, oh, hey, like, this person might get it. Because I know some people gotta hear that, and it's like, that's what Cry With Me was. That's Facts is the Go Hard track, which does have a meaning. All my tracks have, like, a meaning, even, like, no matter how goofy they may be, because occasionally I do make a goofy track, like Rent Money, which was a completely joke track that me and my friend Lou came up with years ago. That's, like, a goofy track. I have a track I wrote as a joke track that's kind of making fun of the type of people who listen to people like Lil Pump. Might be a little outdated by this point. It's basically people who listen to music with no meaning. Because, and not necessarily people who listen to music just, like, for the vibe or the sound or whatever, because I do that. That's the whole reason I listen to T-Pain. T-Pain I listen to for the vibes and the sound, like, but his songs still have meaning. So it's like, yeah, it's basically taking aim at people who listen to artists who don't have meaning at all in their tracks. Oh, hi, Cortex. Wait, we already here?
I'm sorry.
Wait, we already here? I think the next 2 videos will be backtracking, defeating the final boss again. Then I forgot this was the What? Oh, jeez, we're already here.
Set, shouldn't I?
And in fact, we're furious. But it seems you have overlooked one small detail.
Okay.
Little orange delivery boy.
That caught me off guard. I thought it was the next video. I thought we were just doing levels in this video. I wasn't paying attention. I was like, oh, fuck, we already here. Crash Bandicoot for the last time. Give the crystals to me. I know he said it like a few seconds later, but like, yeah. This boss is harder on the Insane Trilogy. I'll say that. I know that for a fact because I played the original Crash 3. The original Crash 3 is the only one, like... Well, no, I did it with Crash 2, too. I beat Crash 2 and 3, the original versions. I never 100%ed them, but I completed them. Actually, I did 100% the original Crash 2, I'm pretty sure. But I never 100%ed the original Crash 3. This is actually the first time I've ever 100%ed Crash 3. Or more specifically, 104%, 5%, whatever. Basically get the true ending for Crash 3. This is the first time I'm doing it. But I did beat the main... Like, I did beat Crash 3 in the sense of getting to this point a few times on the original, and this boss was easier on the original. I'm telling you that now. So was Dingo Dial. This and Dingo Dial were much easier on the original. Entropy was about the same, I want to say. The only part of the Entropy that's a little harder is the platforming bits of his boss, where you have to, like, jump over to him and attack. But that's only because the physics changes with Crash between the original and Insane Trilogy. But other than that, the Entropy boss is about the same difficulty, same with Tiny. Engine is about the same. It's just Cortex and Dingo Dial that are harder. Cortex is harder because the hitbox of the Aku and Uka stuff feels like it's bigger. Especially with that laser at the start. It feels like it's bigger. That might just be me, but that's what it really feels like. Cortex's attacks themselves are easy to dodge. It's the fucking Aku Uka stuff that feels harder. But yeah. Then there's Dingo Dio, who's just got a better aim in the Insane Trilogy. He gets the Tiny and Crash 2 treatment where he's just made smarter. But yeah, my next single coming out 2 weeks. Just about 2 weeks. And let me check the day exactly. Sorry, I just want to be right about these things. I want to make sure I'm not giving misinformation and shit. So my new single, That's Facts, comes out on June 21st. I'll give like a little preview of it. I be going off on the beat, that's facts. That's all I'm giving you. That's all I'm giving you. But it's a good track. It's a good track. It's probably my favorite track on my upcoming album. The album's done, by the way. It's completely done. It's been done for like a month. But it's coming out later this year, I think in August. I don't remember what day I had it as, but it's around my birthday in August. My birthday is August 22nd. I don't know exactly what day I had it released on, though. Let me check a Muse. Because I already have it set for release on a Muse. Let me check Muse real quick.
Defeated again.
Hurry, hurry, the video is almost over.
Maybe I should retire to a nice big beach.
Yeah, it's coming out on my birthday, August 22nd. But anyway,
And a woman with nice
we are
bags
ending the video off right after this cutscene. So I'm going to go ahead and say bye. Bye.
We still have a chance to triumph.